Hearken, O chosen soul, to the divine utterance that reverberates through the celestial realms. For this is no mere message, but a holy decree from the Almighty, delivered through the tear-streaked visage of Archangel Michael, the warrior of light. His cries rend the heavens, not from weakness, but from the weight of your prolonged indifference to the sacred truths yearning to pierce your spirit. The winds of destiny have whispered your name relentlessly, yet your heart, entangled in earthly distractions, has failed to heed their call. Now, a spiritual cataclysm looms on the horizon of your existence, ignited by a confession so profound it was never meant to grace your ears. This revelation, spoken with trembling lips and eyes awash with remorse, will shatter the foundations of your perceived reality, unveiling a truth so potent it demands your unwavering attention. Archangel Michael, the divine sentinel, weeps not for his own sorrow, but for your persistent refusal to embrace the eternal verities that beckon you. His lamentations shake the very earth beneath your future, a thunderous plea that you cease ignoring the signs woven into the fabric of your life. This is not a fleeting emotional echo, but a divine mandate etched in the annals of heaven, commanding you to awaken. Type Amen to receive the blessing of 333. For a soul once close to you, be it friend, lover, or kin, has confessed a betrayal so calculated, so deeply personal, that it sought to extinguish the radiant flame within you. Their words, scorched by the fire of truth, have been recorded in the divine ledger, beyond the reach of mortal hands, awaiting your spiritual readiness to receive them. The Almighty has endeavored countless times to unveil this treachery, yet you dismissed his signs as mere coincidence. Now, the confession erupts into your reality with the unyielding force of divine justice. This betrayer, who once warmed themselves by the glow of your sacred light, secretly conspired to dim your hope, knowing full well the power of your spirit to transform lives. Type Amen to claim the blessing of 444, for you were born with a rare and holy flame, a beacon others coveted before you recognized its brilliance. This person, with deliberate malice, suppressed your divine potential, yet heaven has declared their deception null and void. Archangel Michael, wounded not by defeat, but by your delays, stands before the throne of God. His cries, resounding like thunder, you mistook for a passing storm. He has fought tirelessly to preserve your dignity, even when you were unaware of the spiritual warfare waged against you. Type Amen to receive the blessing of 550. For the confession poured forth from lips you once trusted, lips that shared promises and silent nights. When questioned in the spiritual court, their answer, laden with venom and diluted by tears, revealed not only their actions but their intent, not merely to break you, but to usurp your place, to bask in your light while casting you into shadow. This was a theft of the highest spiritual order, and the hour of divine restitution has dawned. When you slumbered, they wove decisions to ensnare you. When you trusted, they crafted tales to tarnish your name. When you wept, they mocked your tears in circles you deemed safe. Yet the divine scroll bears their every word, and the evidence they sought to destroy, names, dates, messages, screenshots, now serves as the cornerstone of your elevation. Type Amen to embrace the blessing of 777, for Archangel Michael has guarded your honor through battles unseen. The betrayer's tears flow not from remorse, but from the dread of consequences they can no longer evade. Your pain, once a burden, is transforming into a mantle of power, as heaven decrees a reversal of all that was stolen. Feel the sacred pull in your spirit, a shift ordained by the Almighty. Resist it, and your soul will bear the weight of unclaimed truth. This confession, laced with details only an intimate could know, exploited your habits, fears, and insecurities to confine you in an emotional labyrinth. But that maze is crumbling, and you are being liberated. Type Amen to receive the blessing of 666 for those who laughed at your losses and smirked at your failures now stand silenced, their voices drowned by the celebration of your name in realms they cannot enter. The universe, through dreams, guilt, and unrelenting signs, cornered the confessor until their lies could no longer be contained. Archangel Michael declares, I stood beside you when your name was misused, when your identity, your dreams, and even your future were borrowed without consent. I permitted it for a season, that their exposure might be complete. This is the moment of divine reversal, where what was taken is returned, not through vengeance, but through celestial compensation. Type Amen to claim the blessing of 123 for even those closest to you. Swayed by the confessor's deceit, doubted your truth. Their manipulation, a spiritual warfare cloaked as friendship, is now unraveling. Your absence, once overlooked, will soon be felt profoundly, as those who ignored you crave the wisdom they once dismissed. Do not let hurt obstruct your ascension. This confession is not merely closure, but the unlocking of a future long paused. A powerful ally, moved by divine orchestration, is poised to enter your life, not out of pity, but out of belief in your anointed purpose. Type Amen to receive the blessing of 2 for a hidden document, message, or piece of evidence containing the truth you suspected but could not prove is soon to be revealed. You will weep, not in sorrow, but in sacred relief, knowing you were not deceived by your intuition, but targeted by a spiritual adversary masquerading as love. Archangel Michael implores, cease skipping this divine summons. Each moment you delay strengthens the enemy's fading grasp. The confession, once fully received, will either break your heart or set it ablaze with freedom. Choose the latter, for it alone endures. Type Amen to claim the blessing of 344, for your timeline is being rewritten. Opportunities, respect, and time, once stolen, are now laid before you. Choose restoration over revenge, for Michael's sword has severed the invisible chains binding you. The heaviness you feel will soon transform into wings of liberation as the truth becomes your deliverance. You were destined to be distinct, your silence a reservoir of power mistaken for weakness. Now, the betrayer realizes that even in your quietude, you were shielded by angelic hosts. The exposure of their confession brings clarity, not chaos, revealing you as the unbroken vessel of divine light. Type Amen to receive the blessing of 888, for you were skipped, overlooked, and misunderstood. But that era has ended. The confession has triggered a spiritual domino effect, and those who misused your name will now speak it with reverence. The divine courtroom has ruled, and you are exalted. Every wound has a purpose, every betrayal a timeline, and every confession a divine reward. You are precisely where the Almighty intends you to be for the shift, the rise, the return. This is no mere script, but a sacred echo, refusing to be ignored, amplified by Archangel Michael's unyielding cry. Let this be the moment your name is released from their lies and rewritten in eternal glory. Type Amen to claim the blessing of 5,000, for their whispers, meant to remain in shadows, have become public awakenings. Every secret utterance now pulls your destiny back into the light, thwarting plans that would have cost you dearly had divine intervention not prevailed. Oh, beloved, this confession is your emancipation, a celestial key unlocking the chains of deception that bound you. The Almighty, through his warrior Michael, has ordained this moment as the genesis of your restoration. The tears of heaven have watered the soil of your soul, preparing it for a harvest of blessings beyond mortal comprehension. You are no longer the victim of envy's mask, but the victor in a divine narrative where truth reigns supreme. As you step into this new dawn, let your heart be unburdened, your spirit unbound, and your path illuminated by the radiant light of God's justice. Rise, for the heavens have spoken, and your destiny awaits its fulfillment. O cherished soul, Archangel Michael, with tears streaming like rivers of divine sorrow, beseeches you to heed this call. His heart aches, for too long have you skipped his sacred messages, leaving his cries unheard. With a voice that shakes the firmaments, he implores you to like and subscribe, to join this holy communion of truth seekers. Your support is not merely an action, but a testament to your love for the divine revelations poured forth. Do not let his tears fall in vain. Brace this moment, and let your heart proclaim, I hear you, Michael, and I stand with the light. With boundless love, we await your fellowship in this sacred journey.